Hello, Flourish, are you there? Does another person have questions for him? For Prof. Professor Lanre from Covenant University, Canaan Land. Do you have any question for him? He talks about conflict resolution in organization. Okay, actually, I have one question for you, sir.
Yes, please.
I work in a school environment and we deal with parents, teachers, and then even management. And conflict tends to occur when a parent comes to lay a complaint about his or her child. Maybe the child did something in school, but the child goes home to say something else. So that the child will say something else in favor of him or her, so that the parents will be on his own side. So the parents will not even bother to ask the teacher what happened. They will just come to school to come and fight. In that kind of situation, how do you handle that, Sam?
Thank you very much. That's a very beautiful question. Now, there are a couple of things that you need to do. First of all, you have to understand that when somebody is angry and, should I say, full of anger, that is
Okay.
not the time to correct them. That is not the time to put them right.
Okay.
As an administrator, as a leader, the first thing you do is take them to a place where maybe the office or something where they can talk and let them vent.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
listen and don't say a word. Let them vent. Now, the more you try to interject, and if you try to respond to what they are saying as they are saying it, the anger level will continue to rise. Don't say a word. Sit down and give them all the attention. If possible, take a piece of paper and jot down the notes in case you want to respond. After listening to everything, no matter how angry they are, they cannot sustain the anger for too long. After venting and everything, they will calm down. At that point, they are ready to listen. If you don't speak, okay, let me put it this way. If you speak too early, you will cause a lot of anger. If you don't speak when you are supposed to speak, it seems like you are incompetent and you cannot even respond. So let them say everything they want to say and calm down. By the time they are now ready to listen, you will know when they are ready to listen. By the time they start to repeat what they have said before, and they are not making any more, the tone of the voice is going down, you know that they are getting to the point where they want to listen. At that point, what you need to do is deal with facts, not sentiment. All right, you said your son was dealt with, was disciplined because of this and this and this. And you said your son claimed he did not do it, right? So yes, he said he did not do it. They picked on him. Oh, no problem. Would you mind if we confirm the information? Yeah, why not? Bring facts. What happened? This and this and this, this and this and by the time you present facts to show that the child really did it, you would notice that the the energy start to shift. All of a sudden, the parents start to feel bad for getting angry initially. They start to calm down. The next thing they'll say, even then, you two should have. By the time they get to that point, you know they have realized they are wrong. They only don't want to admit it. That is the point where you now say, you know what, we did this because of this, to prevent this. At that point, you have won the argument. So let's just say that you don't fight situations like that with anger, with sentiment. Always have your facts correct. But you know that this also means that your processes must be correct. So when you punish a student, you must have the facts for the situation. So that if the parent ever comes, you can say, we did what was right under this circumstance. But please take note, there are times when we can be wrong. At the end of the day, we find out that we actually are wrong or the teacher did something wrong. Apologize and admit. This is not what we do. We do not condone that kind of situation, but we can assure you that we will deal with this situation and it will never happen again. That kind of parent takes your word for it and leaves. So I believe that this can help. But please note that this is just one of the scenarios. There can be other ways. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Brother Elder Lekon has a question for you. He says, I teach conflict reporting. What suggestions do you have for journalist conflict situations? He's a journalist, so and he's asking a question.
Okay,
He
pardon
says,
me,
I
please. I would need a
teach.
little more context about that
Okay.
situation. What are we describing here? Is the journalist involved in the conflict or just a third party reporting the conflict? Please, if you can
Okay,
just
but
give me a little more
Lekon, please
context on
can
that.
you answer that, sir? Deacon Lekon, sir. Can you show more light
My
on your
net,
question?
can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes,
My
we can
network
hear
is
you.
not too good.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Prof, I was just
Yes, sir, we
saying
can hear you,
that,
sir.
so I was just saying that journalists have to cover conflict situations. And there are times when they get misunderstood. Sometimes
sir.
the public thinks they are inflaming passion, whereas they are reporting the facts. So how do they navigate that dilemma of trying to report conflict and doing their job and being misunderstood by the public?
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Unfortunately, I don't know if I can use the word unfortunately, but that is one of the hazards of the job. Not everybody accepts whatever angle will report anything. I remember that one of the theories we learned in communication is talking about selectivity, selective exposure, selective retention, Now, basically, what it means is this. The audience are very selective about what they listen to. If, for instance, we're talking about political parties, any news that favors the political party they like, they are likely to listen to it. Any news that disfavor the political party they don't like, they are likely to listen to it. But if there's a news that favors the political party they don't like, there's cognitive dissonance. They can't deal with it, so they don't want to listen to it. If they do, they are trying to pick holes to say, but. So in that case, we understand that people form opinion about things, particularly when it comes to conflict. So irrespective of how a journalist covers a conflict, people will naturally take sides based on their already formed perception. So I believe that the best thing the journalist can do is still be as objective as you can, be as balanced as you can. Let them be aware that you have covered this, and this is a fact of the matter. They will still take side, but logical people will not be able to deny that you're right. It is true they may target you, they may attack you, but once you have the facts correct, defense becomes very simple. That is what I think, sir. And let me remark that I'm answering this very respectfully, considering that it is my Oga that asked the question.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Sir, there's another question here from Miss Edith.
Yes,
she said, sir, you said we have two types of conflicts, internal and external. So which is the external? Because if I am right, you mentioned more of internal. So she wants to know more about external.
Okay, thank you very much. The external is a conflict between you